Hey everyone, right, another video on the GS, on the Suzuki GS500. I've decided, I've had it modified for about a year now, and I've come to the conclusion that the exhaust is just too loud. It's too loud, it's uncomfortable. Earplugs and the noise and the neighbours, it's just not right. It's basically straight through, one pipe per cylinder, straight through system. These here have a baffle inside it, but it's a straight through sort of baffle that does absolutely nothing. It's just totally pointless. So I think I've always liked the way it looks, but it's just too loud. So over the next week or so, hopefully this one video, I'm going to try new exhaust. So I have purchased. Well, before I do that, I've filmed some riding footage, which I'll show you in a minute, and that's just some flybys and accelerating and a little wheelie, and that'll hopefully give you an idea of how it sounds as you see it there. And it is very, very loud, just like the dBs. I don't know the decibels, but it's very, very loud. So I'll play that video now. Right, so if you've returned, you're still watching, this is a new silencer that I've bought, an ice stunt. Basically it is a Chinese special from AliExpress. It was very, very cheap. I had to pay delivery and tax on it, but it was still a nice cheap exhaust. It's fake carbon fibre, it's anodized aluminium, it comes with stainless steel slip-on adapter, which goes down to, I forgot what size it is, but it's an adapter there. It comes with some springs and some hooks that you need to weld on. It comes with some fittings, and it comes with a rear bracket. Inside there it is perforated tube with some fiberglass wadding, and then the removable baffle is there, so it should be much quieter, especially with a baffle in. And just to give you a representation, that's what I'm going for. It's going to be sat there, something like that. I've also got some little shrouds to protect my legs. So these come with some fittings. So these, I'll just do one at a time. They will sit on there and should protect my legs, or my leg. So that's the explanation. What have I got to do? Well, I've got to cut the back of the exhaust off. I've got to do a 2 into 1 and then a 1 into the adapter into the new exhaust. I'm going to have to create a new bracket here and then modify this bracket to suit the new exhaust. I'm going to add some tabs. I'm going to weld some pipe in there, one there, to actually join these two together, because at the moment it's a nightmare taking the exhaust on and off. I need to just check this. I think this needs a better fitment, so I'm going to just adjust that. I'm going to heat wrap all this front end, and then that should be the exhaust done. So enough talk. I'm going to turn the camera off, do some measuring up, do a little bit of welding, try and film some stuff. I'll keep filming updates as I go along. Okay, bike's sort of laid over partially, so I've done. So I have partially welded on this new bracket. That needs cutting back. That's just, I've left it long just whilst I'm mocking it all up. So that's my new bracket. This bracket will be redundant. I've welded on this, let's call it a support brace. It's got bloody melted glove on it. So I welded that onto there, and also another one onto there, which is still hot, should not touch that. Basically, so now both pipes are one piece, whereas before there was a little bracket there with an awful bolt, hex bolt going through it. So that means that these two are now permanently connected. And then once I cut this back end off, which I'm going to cut it there and there, there'll be one bracket still holding it all together. Okay, and then in here, this pipe, I got a bit paranoid. I don't think it sits properly into the cylinder head, so I'm actually going to cut it, extend it, and re-weld it to try and get a better fit. It never leaked any gases, or you couldn't feel any exhaust gases, but I'm just going to redo it because I want to redo it. So I'm going to cut that and re-weld that. Back down here, so there's a lot of lines. I'm going to cut this line here, this sort of diagonal line there, and then I'm going to cut the dotted line there. The reason being, I need that there. So this camera keeps turning off. So that will be welded onto there, like so. And then there's going to be a joiner going from this diagonal line across to this pipe. It's going to be a pipe like that. So it's going to go 2 into 1 into the back, into the new silencer. So right now I'm going to pull this exhaust off. I'm going to cut that. I'm going to cut that and cut that, and then I'm going to put it back on the bike. I'm going to show you that gap, and then I need to start mocking up some new a new connector there, which I need to then drill a hole. It's going to be right twat. Drill a hole in there and weld it round and make it all nice and neat. Right, let's take music off. So the exhaust is off, and it has been rubbing on the cooling fins for the pistons. So I need to figure something out there. And the camera is awful, but there's been 0 exhaust gas leakage. Sorry, the camera's crap. No, it's not crap, it's just not as good as a GoPro. Which means, if you look on here, I don't know. Now, the more I look at it, the more. Do you know what? This is the side I thought was leaking. When you look at this side, there's actually some black soot on this edge here. So maybe it was the other one was leaking. Crazy. So yeah, the side. So anyway, I'm going to figure that out, and I'll won't talk about that anymore. I'm just going to do some more welds on this underside here. Put some welds on the back of this, make that strong. Turn it round carefully. Oops. I'll finish welding these and do a nice neat job. Same with that one, finish that, do it nice and neat. And then I'm just going to clean these up. Need to tidy this desk. Clean these up. I want to wrap these in heat wrap, because you can see there we've got things are touching the exhaust, which is not good. So I need to fix that. And then yeah, cut it off here. So right, I'm off. Right. So many hours later, this is what I've done. So the exhaust is back on loosely. I've got my 2-into-1, and then I've got a bend, and then this is the slip-on joint for the rear cam. It's all just sort of tacked on. There's lots of some quite big gaps that I'm going to have to fill carefully. These need finishing off. So now I'm going to take it back off. I've done all the hard work off camera. Put it on the welding table, get comfy, and then just TIG it all nice and steady. And I want to do better welds than I did a year ago. So it's nice and steady away, and then I'll show you. Then I've got to make another bracket for here to hold the rear can on. But let's do some welding. Just going to have a tidy up and then crack on. Right then, we are, well, very nearly done. The welding is better. Got the springs on there. The rear can on there. It's I don't know. It's I don't like the look of that yet. It's growing on me. But yeah, we're a lot of weld to fill that gap there, which was not easy. But yeah, so what I'll do is I'll fire it up now. There's a leak at the front. These bolts are not fully tight, so it's leaking at the front. But it sounds pretty good. Keys out my pocket. Don't know if you heard them, but it's on one cylinder. When it's cold, it does drop on one cylinder, which is annoying. Anyway, right. Oh. That's the insert that goes in it, and that makes it very, very quiet. I'm actually going to try and drill a few holes in the end, so it's not as restrictive. But the next job now is exhaust back off. In here somewhere I have oh no, where's it gone? I have some heat wrap. So I want to heat wrap the exhaust, then I want to fit these, and then it's done. So I'm back in a moment once I've done that. So I just wanted to show you this little heat shield. I got this off AliExpress. I don't know, for like 10 quid. I bought 2 of them. I was going to fit 2. So it's like a composite material, and it comes with some Jubilee clips and some clamps, and then some little like insulating washers, I imagine. So you clamp it around like that, and I think it looks alright. I'm just going to put one on for now because when you put two on, there's not quite room. I'd have to sort of cut it up and bodge it, so one should be enough. So now I've got some heat wrap for the front. So I'm going to heat wrap all this where it's been rubbing on the front mudguard. And then there was actually a leak down in here. It was I could tell that mucky water had escaped from the exhaust gases, so I've tried to fill that hole in there. That's all good now. So heat wrap it, put it all back on. It's starting to rain now, but so it sounds. So I almost forgot to do a sign-off video. You can see the bike's in bits, but just to tell you what has happened with the exhaust. I did the heat wrap after a couple of rides. What was it now? Oh yeah, it was the actual the extension piece on the front mudguard was actually hitting what the hell's it called now? The heat wrap, and ripped it. So I took off this piece, put another little metal tie wrap on there. So it's not pretty, but it'll do for now. I fitted this in the video, and then I've since moved it back as far as it'll go. Still getting my pants burning on the exhaust a little bit, but it's not too bad. Yeah, actually really happy with the exhaust. The bung in the end is missing, fell out because I didn't do the screw tight enough, so I've lost that, which is a bit annoying, but it's still way quieter than it was. Sounds good. Very happy with it. I'm going to put a video on now, show you a video of riding up and down, a few flybys. I tried to do a quick 0 to 60 and slip the clutch, and it looks a bit weird, but I'll put that video on there so you can watch that now. And if you're still here, thanks for watching. That's the exhaust done. As you can see, the bike's in bits. I've got another bike in bits over there. I've got another bike here. So stay tuned. I've got 2 or 3 videos lined up that I need to film. So hopefully some more half decent videos coming soon. So catch you later.